It's shaking. Hello there. You're welcome to this live session. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasant Saturday morning today, and I'd like to welcome you to this session. Thank you so much for joining in. So first of all, I'll just head on to the reason for this live session. I'm going to be taking us on the most important tip for preventing face mask adverse events. Since the lockdown started, clients in different parts of Nigeria have called me and have asked me about the side effects and the adverse events that have followed their use of the face mask, and I've had to take them through different steps. But I'm going to be sharing with us the most important tip for that. Now, one of the most common effects, one of the most common events has to do with foggy glasses. For those who wear glasses, I'm going to be illustrating. For those who wear glasses, it is common to wear the glasses, wear the mask like this, and then you just place the glasses on the bridge of course, you are going to have the lenses being misty, and then you will not be able to see. It is a common adverse event of using a face mask. So how do we manage that? It's very easy. You're going to get the glasses and you pull it downwards, lower on the bridge of the nose. Yeah, and so the air that comes from outside easily clears off any mist. So that's how to go about that. Instead of wearing the glasses close to the top of the bridge of the nose, put the glasses down. Very easy. So I'd like you to thank me for that. Other more major adverse events include lightheadedness, headaches, fainting spells. In fact, I had a client who passed off while driving. He was wearing a face mask and he passed off. It was only by the finger of God's hand that he's still alive today. Another set of people experience sweating. The worst of them all, as far as I'm concerned, is the shortness of breath, the lack of or difficulty breathing that follows the use of face masks. Now, the thing about all these events is that they're actually valid. It is commonplace for people to make fun of those who have those adverse events, thinking that they really do not want to wear the face mask. But it's not true. That's quite incorrect. Those symptoms are very valid. I'm going to be taking us through steps to make sure that you do not experience this adverse event anymore. And so, why does this happen? It happens because when you wear a face mask like this, when you wear a face mask, you actually have to breathe in and out into the face mask. And so, in this space, there's a collection of carbon monoxide. So you inhale oxygen and you exhale carbon monoxide, right? You inhale oxygen, you exhale carbon monoxide. And then over a period of time, you have more of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide filling up the hollow of the face mask. So that's why it happens. Some people are more sensitive. Some people are more sensitive to the collection of the carbon dioxide in the hollow of the face mask, while some others are less sensitive to the collection of carbon dioxide in the face mask. Pardon me, it's actually carbon dioxide, not carbon monoxide. And so when there's a lot of carbon dioxide collection in the hollow of the face mask, some folks tend to have the headaches, the drowsiness, the dizziness, the faintings, and all of that. That is why it happens. So that is basically the explanation. That's basically the explanation for that. Now, what are the tips? I forgot something now. The thing I want to use is not here. All right, so I'll just take us through some of the steps. I was talking with a friend of mine who also developed one of the complications of use of face mask, and one day she just decided to design her own face mask, and she showed up with something that looked like the beak of a dog, and then the face mask looked something like this. Of course, when I saw it, it was hilarious, quite hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing after she demonstrated and showed me her own design of face mask. Of course, I know that there are many people who are not going to use face masks that look anything like this. I'm also one of them. Even though the use of a face mask that is shaped something like this is not going to actually reduce the adverse events for those that suffer such adverse events. Yeah. And so the other things I'm going to be talking about is we use psychotherapy. We use psychotherapy in addressing adverse events that follow the use of face mask. Some of the common things include your doctor may tell you that you should wear your face mask more often so that you get used to it. It's a common happening. And that if you feel uncomfortable, you just remove it for a while and wear it back so that your face, your nostrils get used to it. Another thing that some doctors may suggest is that you focus on only good thoughts. Focus on only good thoughts. The third thing that doctors may suggest is do not focus on the discomfort that you experience when you use a face mask. The last thing that may be suggested is that you're asked to use face masks that represent your personality. For example, if you're a funny person, get a face mask that looks something like your personality. Of course, you know, face masks are being customized these days. Cloth face masks are being customized. So you can actually get a face mask that looks something like your personality. The most important tip, the ultimate tip now is the use of a particular substance. This substance is known to extract toxic substances. It is also known to extract toxic gases. And now we are going to be using that substance in making and adjusting our face mask. So now it's time for those who make face masks, those who sell face masks, to actually sit up. But before that, I'd like you to give me a minute. Thank you very much for that. And so what I was talking about, the substance I was talking about is actually called activated charcoal. Some mothers who are on this platform will know and have heard previously about activated charcoal. It's used in cases of poisonings. It's commonly used in poisoning of children poisoning and all of that. So this is where activated charcoal comes into play. Now, how does it work? For face masks, the only thing that is needed is to get your activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is usually wet when it comes. You have to get your activated charcoal. This is what it looks like. This is dried activated charcoal because in the bottle it is actually liquid. And so I got my activated charcoal, I dried it. This is the most important ingredient for controlling face mask adverse events like dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, drowsiness, difficulty breathing. And that's because, like I said earlier, it absorbs toxic gases. And in this case, the gas that actually causes those events is the carbon monoxide that is breathed out during inhalation and exhalation. The other thing that you will need is a piece of cloth. This was sewn to just fit into the hollow of my face mask. An alternative to this piece of cloth could be a double-layered reusable tea bag. Another alternative could be an old jewelry pouch. Other alternatives include the use of tracing paper. Tracing paper is quite porous and is breathable, so you could also use tracing paper for that. Other things that we may need include a measuring spoon that is going to be used to measure some of this activated charcoal into the pouch that I talked about. I hope we are clear on that. I'll take that again. you need activated charcoal wet, and then you get it dry. You need measuring spoon. You need a pouch that is going to fit right into the hollow, just into the hollow of the face mask. Then you need something like a needle and thread, or Velcro, or this press buttons. This is what you're going to use to attach the pouch to the middle of the face mask. Is that clear? And so now I'm just going to easily measure some of the dried activated charcoal into this pouch. And so this is 1 teaspoon. I'm going to measure 3. Yes, so I have my activated charcoal lining. And then I'm going to sew it up if I want, or I could just staple it. And seal it. All right, so this is the lining of activated charcoal. So I'll just level it in the pouch, level it up in the pouch, and then try to attach it to the middle of the face mask using a needle and thread. So I'll just thread it through. On this side and thread it through on the other side. For those who make face masks, you know that cloth face mask should be in 3 layers. So it's easy to actually make a detachable detachable space, or a detachable hollow, where you have an inner lining. The middle lining should be empty, where the lining for the activated charcoal should be placed in, and then the third lining is the one that should be closer to the nose. So for face mask makers, this is also very important. It's easy to just make activated charcoal linings. You just cut them into the sizes of the face mask. You have the first lining, you have the middle lining that is empty, and then the third lining. Whoever buys the face mask should always have the activated charcoal. Of course, they are going to be selling the activated charcoal with the face mask, and the person slips it into the middle pouch, the middle lining that is empty, and the person wears it. I hope that is clear. And so I've been able to attach my activated charcoal to the face mask, and then I just place it on. And it is as easy as ABC. That does it. So if you are selling face masks too, this is also a unique selling proposition. Once it has an activated charcoal lining, it is going to be absorbing the carbon dioxide, and people will not come down, especially those who come down with these adverse events. People will not come down with these adverse events. Now, how do you care for this kind of face mask? Of course, you're going to care for the face mask in the normal. Now, in this case, anytime you have to wash a face mask that works with activated charcoal, always remember to remove the activated charcoal lining. If not, you're going to have a messy face mask once you dip it into water, because of course it's going to dissolve and become wet, all black and pretty messy. You don't want to have any of that. So I hope this helps. I'll say that again. If you have experienced difficulty seeing through your glasses anytime you wear a face mask, instead of putting the glasses close to the top of the bridge of your nose, place the glasses further down over the mask, further down on your nostril over the mask. And this helps to alleviate the misting of the lenses of the glass. The glasses stop being foggy. So you have to practice looking like a professor from time to time, you know. Okay, next is other things that you can employ is that you can also wear your face mask regularly to adjust to wearing a face mask. Of course, you know that is new to us here. Wear a face mask regularly to adjust to wearing a face mask. Think good thoughts only. If you feel uncomfortable, as much as possible, do not focus on the discomfort. Get a face mask that describes your personality. Last of all is, can get a face mask and make sure that you have an activated charcoal lining. How activated charcoal works is that it absorbs toxic gases. And in this case, the toxic gas is the carbon dioxide that you breathe out into the hollow of the face mask. I hope that is clear. And so the activated charcoal in the face mask will absorb the carbon dioxide that you release and make it a bit purer, or make the air that you breathe within the hollow of the face mask a bit purer, and there'll be less risk of such adverse events. Now, if you have to take care of a face mask that has activated carbon, make sure that you remember to always pull out the lining of activated charcoal before you dip it into water. For those who sell face masks, if you have a face mask that has activated charcoal, it is a unique selling proposition. It's a unique selling point, being that if you use such masks, such cloth masks that have provisions for activated charcoal, those who have dizziness, fainting, headaches, drowsiness, and difficulty breathing do not experience, stop experiencing such symptoms, right? And then if you make face mask, is also a unique selling proposition. So the face mask maker and face mask seller are combined in this unique selling proposition. And if you are not in any of these categories, but you suffer these symptoms, or you know somebody that suffers any of these symptoms, just give them a lining of activated charcoal, and that does it. So I hope I've been able to increase your sales. I hope I'll be able to boost your sales. And for those who suffer these symptoms, because of you was actually why I decided to hold this session. I hope this helps. I like lots of feedbacks and I like comments. You can reach out to me if you have any difficulties making the activated charcoal lining by yourself at home. It's very easy. I can take us through that again. So you get something that looks like a pouch. Get something that looks like a pouch from any material at home that can fit into the hollow of the face mask. Put in about 3 teaspoons of activated charcoal into it. Seal it on all sides and then stick it into the middle of the face mask, and you are good to go. Other alternatives, if you don't have a piece of cloth, you can use double-layered reusable tea bag. You can also use tracing paper, and then you can use any disposable jewelry pouch that you have, and that does it. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to teach you 1 or 2 things from this session, and I hope you'll be able to learn something. Now, I'd like you to put in your comments, questions, anything interesting, just shoot, because this session is almost over. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Someone asked, are these cloth masks effective?
Cloth masks have been have been put into the guidelines now because of our population and because of the fact that everybody cannot get surgical masks that has been reserved now for, and so cloth face masks have been seen to have a place in the prevention of COVID-19 infection. So now most people use cloth masks. If I'm not at work, I use a cloth mask. If I'm not at work, I use a cloth mask. Something like this and many others. If I am not at work, I use a cloth mask. And the cloth mask has to be 3-layered. And if you don't have a 3-layered cloth face mask, you can also use handkerchief. You fold it into 3 parts, put a rubber band on both sides, and hook it onto your hair. Cloth face masks are the thing now because it helps community spread, or it prevents community spread. Are there any other questions?
Someone asked, how do we get reusable tea bags?
How do you get reusable tea bags? Okay, so I have reusable tea bags because I love tea. I was able to acquire that. There are some people who have reusable tea bags right now because of, I have no idea where people get reusable tea bags right now, but there are some people who actually have reusable tea bags because it's easy to steep whatever leaves you have and all of that. So most likely the people that have tea bags right now will be tea lovers that already have it at home. And if you don't have it and you want to get it, I can really recommend you go to a store or a supermarket. That's the only thing I can say right now because I have no idea what the influx has been since the shutdown began, the influx of products from other countries. Of course, it's not made in Nigeria. Yeah, I bought mine some years back on, I think, Amazon or AliExpress. I don't remember. So because I'm a tea lover, I have them. I have a pack of reusable tea bags.
Another person asked, how do I get activated charcoal?
Okay, activated charcoal is in most pharmacies, most chemists also stock them. Like I said, it's common in the use of treatment for childhood poisoning. And so if you walk into a pharmacy, ask for activated charcoal. It's just a bottle. It has a black liquid inside and you can buy it. So just stroll into any good pharmacy that's close to you. They should have activated charcoal. It's not so expensive either. So, and it comes as a liquid. All you just have to do is put it into a bowl, put it in the sun, it gets dry. Or in Kano, I didn't need to put it in the sun. I just put it into a bowl. We have temperatures of 40 degrees and up to 44 degrees. It just dried in the bowl. I didn't even need to put it outside. So you get activated charcoal in the pharmacy. Do we have any more questions? So I would like to thank you for this session with me. I hope you have learned 1 or 2 things. Thank you. Bye. Save to story and feed.
Trying to download.